I'm good. I'm good.
Good afternoon, ma'am. We welcome you on Curious Times Children's Day event, and we're pretty excited to have you yet on another occasion. And this conversation is going to be about children and subject that will be close to many educators' heart as of now. And our theme this year is Every Child is Special. So we're going to be, this conversation is more about setting a narrative over there that each child has something unique to offer to the society, to the nation, and how we've been benchmarking children with certain success parameters that we've defined or we have predefined, and how we can make changes in those narratives. So welcome, and we're going to hear more from you on Every Child is Special. And yeah, your words now.
All right. First of all, at the outset, let me wish all the children a very, very happy Children's Day on the occasion of, Jawaharlal Nehru, Chacha Nehru's birthday.
Yes.
And children, in fact, across the country look forward to this day because, at least in offline times, there were special things lined up for them. A program by the teachers, maybe some competitions to look forward to, maybe laddus in the school,
Snacks, yes.
or maybe snacks in the school, or in many schools which I've worked in, the teachers would put up a show for the children.
Yes.
So something which the children would look forward to. So here's wishing all the children a very happy Children's Day, and we hope that things turn your way as soon as possible. Now,
Right.
so my wishes to all the children were on Children's Day, as I would say. And I just wanted to say, since you said the theme was Every Child is Special, I realized this very early. The light is playing a little hooky. Okay, so if you want to start re-recording, you could do that.
No, that's all right.
So here I would just say, since your theme is Every Child is Special, high time we as teachers realize that there is no academic benchmark anymore to measure success rate in children. I think mentally we just need to do away with the fact that academic benchmark is the be all and end all of a child's measure of success. So with that message, I would like to tell all children that whatever you're good at is what is going to make you successful in the long run, so long as you follow it.
Right.
So, you should keep up with them.
Right.
Yes.
And ma'am, so what are the, if you could share a few examples, and that will make, even the children who do feel like, we're lesser than somebody else in the room, a few examples where you got, you learned it from a child and, it was eye opener, or certain things which you want to share both with the teachers and the children and their parents, right? That, look at this is what this is something that is I've learned or seen an example how this plays out.
Okay, so we have a very strong alumni connect in our school. So I have learned a lot from our children who come back to school to meet us after they have settled, after they have got married, after they've had kids. They come back to school to meet the school and revisit old times. Many a times I have seen children come back and introduce themselves. It has happened at least on 3 occasions with me, where I have failed to recollect a child whom I have taught for a couple of reasons. The child was not very communicative or a very participative child, or a child was academically never a performer. So such children somehow at times get unnoticed by teachers.
Right.
Either a child is up and about, bubbly, participative, seemingly all-rounder, or a vivacious personality. Such children you remember, or you remember the extreme naughty ones. who would be punished all the time, or the parents were called.
Hmm.
I was pleasantly surprised at uh, all the three children who've managed to do very, very well in different aspects of their lives. When
Hmm.
they came back as alumni, one of them is working, one is working for an airlines company. All right, the person travels, the boy travels all over the country. One child who was a special child is now today a nationally acclaimed golfer, right? And in a third scenario, there was another girl, who was again a very quiet child, and was humanities used to be a subject. She's an entrepreneur today, and she runs her own bakery,
Right.
and very well sustaining themselves
Right.
and following their interests.
Right.
So, children has taught me that. And second thing that I've learned from children in the last 2 years is, ma'am, why can't we take mental health seriously? Why is it thrown into the office of a counselor? Why is it thrown into the office of a special educator? Why can't our own subject teachers also take mental health an issue and recognize it as an issue uh, amongst we students in the last 2 years?
Right.
So
Right.
these are two things that made me actually think and realize that these are conversations that we don't like to have. They,
Right.
in many cases, make us uncomfortable,
Right.
especially the teachers who teach academic subjects.
Right. Right.
So often, more often than not, teachers just go in, teach, and be done with. Especially in class 10 and 12, where syllabus and board exams are so much of a concern.
Right.
That's second thing. And the third thing I'm going to very openly talk about here is talks around sexuality. That is something which I have learned from today's students. That why does it make our 40-year-old, 50-year-old teachers uncomfortable to talk about gender biases and sexuality?
Right.
So these three things have, in the past 2 years, uh, made me pause and think and actually sit up and listen to children. You
Right.
know,
Right.
listen to children. So I've learned that aspect, and these children have come out with so many ideas to take these initiatives forward in my school.
Right.
So that has these three things is something which I've really
Right.
learned from our children.
Right.
Yes.
So wonderful on that side, and just saying that all of these children are special and they have different things to offer. There is a certain type of narrative that sits amongst the parents because they benchmark the successes to very different things, and they have to raise a child, and there are just one or two, so they kind of try to follow the more sort of established path, and also sort of have their own biases, or whatever we may say. Like, how do you kind of how do you think we as a society also need to strengthen that narrative, and so the pressure is both ways, between an educator as well as a parent, but how do you bridge that thing, and how do you put that narrative to the parent also, and how should
Uh,
parents actually start thinking of success? Is it, it's different, it's going to be different for each child, right?
Very, very good question, because that is something where uh, we fail to make a mark. Uh, Suppose in class A cities, for example, metropolitan cities, where examples of children breaking through or making breakthroughs into unconventional careers and making success stories out of it, it's far easier to communicate because parents see live examples all the time.
Right.
But in B class cities, in certain B class cities, the standard professions, which are money making, money spinning professions, are termed as successful by parents, right?
Right.
Or parents refuse to support children beyond 23, 24 years, saying that by time you branched out on your own,
Right.
by not giving them time. So, in such a scenario, what happens is it is very important to continuously keep beaming success stories at parents from amongst your own children who've made it out there from unconventional careers and backgrounds.
Right,
So
right,
two
right.
things. One, the first aspect hits you is when they do their stream selection, that it's okay to select these streams because this is where it's going to take you.
Right,
Second thing, it's okay to select any stream because then you can do anything you want.
right, right,
So we try and break those barriers there. And also, it is important for people who've made it big, invite them over to speak to your parents.
right,
It is important. It is
right,
important because they will actually, through their journey, bring about the fact that I didn't make it here without my set of failures, or I didn't make it here with a perfect path.
right,
I too, such conversations in small groups has started making a difference in our school with
right,
alumni also. I'm saying this because we've tested it, right? So there are times when people say that the beaten path of, say, a medical officer or engineers or the armed forces, they are success stories only. But
right,
it's not the case. It's important for parents to attend alumni talks, alumni connects, and also listen to various kind of speakers and college admission councils when they talk about the plethora of subjects that are available and how it is that we can make success stories. Right.
right,
So, and
right,
it's important not to evaluate everything with money.
right,
You know, money will come slowly if you get better at your job, and money will come. But
right,
if you give a very holistic, well-rounded approach to your children, that this can be a successfully money-making venture also, it will be viable. You will be able to sustain yourself, and also it is important that it be of your interest. Such conversations continuously need to be happening with parents. Only then, it's
right. So, while we want to end this conversation because we wanted to keep it short and for the bites, your final message for students and children of your school and children at Curious Times.
Yes. Um, Here's wishing all the children and all the teachers a very, very happy Children's Day once again. And the world is opening up slowly post the pandemic. We are limping back to normalcy. Make the best use of this time because things are going to move really fast. So keep abreast, keep up with the pace, have the energy to keep up with this pace and do well and follow what interests you. So that would be my final message to all the children.
Okay, ma'am, thank you so much for your time. Happy Children's Day to all our lovely children at Navy Children's School in Goa. And we'll stay in touch, and we are going to have we are going to have a small program around the mental well-being of children and emotional well-being post-COVID. And we'll be inviting you. With that note, thank you so much and happy Children's Day once again to all of you.
Thank you so much for giving me the opportunity. Always a pleasure to connect with you. Bye-bye.
Ma'am, bye. Bye.
Bye.